admissions and programs material. The second time is when the information is necessary to evaluate or obtain assistance for students whose personal problems could reasonably be judged to be preventing them from performing their training or professionally related activities in a competent manner or posing a threat to other students or others. So you can see the 2 times are very specific. One is if it's already stated in the program materials that sharing of personal information is required for the program. So that might be true for programs that require personal therapy. That would be stated in their program materials. The second time is really the only other time you can do it is when it's necessary to evaluate whether or not there's something impacting their ability to do their job as a trainee, as a clinician, or if they might be a threat of some sort. Otherwise, you really can't. There's some kind of intervention necessary. I want to know about it. I don't want to be surprised about it when I show up for the next supervisory meeting. That's just my preference. Everybody has different preferences, but when I think about it and I know that my license is on the line for a decision made by my supervisee, if there's harm to self or others involved, I want to know what those decisions were so that if anything else needs to happen, I can make those recommendations and we can put that plan into process. The same thing is true for child abuse reporting. Depending on how experienced my supervisee is, if they're new to the field and they haven't done much child abuse reporting or reporting of vulnerable adults, I will let them know that I want them to reach out to me whenever those topics come up. Because by law, you only have a certain amount of time to make those reports and topics and things that you can think about in supervision. Case consultation is the most widely used method of supervision. Case consultation is the presentation of a case where the supervisee shares the details of their case and the supervisee is able to hear about the supervisor's perspective on that case. The nice thing is that it's easily adapted to the developmental level of the supervisee. So because they're doing the presentation of the information, you kind of hear it from their perspective. You're able to intervene and be either more directive or help guide their thinking based on what they present to you. And that really the preparation for supervision falls on the shoulders of the supervisee, that they need to come prepared to discuss their cases and what has happened in the past week, or because they don't know how to prevent that from happening. And that's our role as supervisors, is to provide support in those situations and help them understand how they might be able to navigate that a little bit different in the future. And as long as they navigate it differently in the future, then they've learned from that experience and they're taking away information that is helpful as they make progress in the development of their skills. So these are 3 things you can do to help them when a mistake comes up. In addition to thinking about how you'll address that mistake and making sure that the language you choose to use is not harsh or critical, acknowledging your own mistakes we've talked about, being empathetic in your response, so letting them know that you understand that they made a mistake and that you can also share with them that you also know how hard they're working to make sure that